watch a Deck the Hallmark episode. Thanks for doing that. Chances are the movie we're about to cover can be found on Philo.
Yeah, Philo's where you find all of your TV movies, all your reality TV shows, your kids shows. Philo's for everyone. It costs less than half of what YouTube and Hulu do.
That's exactly right. You can get Philo for 25% off for 2 months by going to philo.tv/DTH or click that little button.
That one right there?
Right over yonder.
Right over there? Oh, my goodness.
I think it's like above your head or something.
Really?
I don't know.
Up
Here's
here?
the episode.
Hey.
This is a Bramble Jam podcast.
I really shot the gun.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Brandon, and I love Hallmark summer movie.
Yeah, boy, part
Hey,
2.
it's Panda, and I like Hallmark summer movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark summer movies, and this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Podcast.
Gotcha.
He's so fast on that gun. He's quick on the draw. I think that's the word I was looking for. Quick on the draw.
Hello, everybody. Hey, if you're listening out there right now and you pull for the Melbourne Aussie Rules football team, have I got some news for you. Kick rocks, baby, because the Western Bulldogs show you what was up. Go Doggies.
Go Doggies!
And then they played again 3 days ago. Adelaide. They beat Adelaide, of course.
Oh, of course they did.
Adelaide. Why even show up?
Tony.
Get out of here, Adelaide. The Bulldogs are here to stay. They're going all the way this year. Grand final. You heard it here first. The Bunt's taking them all the way to championship.
And this is despite the fact that Brand, as part owner, really was pushing.
I wasn't pushing. I was fielding calls.
Brand and I
was fielding calls.
Brand and I watched some more Aussie Rules football and some highlights of the Melbourne game. And the Bunt really is the best player on the, like, he's clearly the best player on the field. It's not even close. The idea of trading him, I think even you would admit now, is absurd, correct? It's a bad idea to trade the Bunt.
I just think that
we're building for the future.
If we're building for the future, we need to trade high.
We will be the Texas Rangers of
but the thing
Aussie
about
football.
Aussie
You
Rules
sell
football
high.
Is you don't like it. There's so many people on the field at once. You can, if you have someone that's that much better, you don't build for the future without that guy.
But Kendall Johnson,
Kendall Johnson was solid.
Is looking really good, and I think we could get Kendall plus 3 mains.
3 mains.
Yeah, in exchange for the Bunt.
Whatever the case, right now,
3
don't
mains.
mess with the Doggies because
Tom Happy.
they're rolling.
You
right
don't
now.
mess with Tom Happy.
You don't mess with Tom Happy. There's no doubt about that.
Guys, we're talking about love
Welcome
for
to
real.
Aussie Rules football talk with the guys.
Love for real is what we're talking about.
Good.
How's it feel, guys? Back in summer nights,
Man.
feeling
and it's
fresh.
nice because after the cold air that was Christmas, I'm ready for a little bit of beach love.
Speaking of cold
You ready for a little bit
air,
of beach love.
I said what I said.
yeah,
What?
it does make me weird feeling. Speaking of cold air, might be in the high 70s tomorrow here in
What?
Yeah,
Man, that's crazy town.
yeah.
It's
I'm gonna need a cardigan. I'm not
here
gonna, one of the cardigans from One Calls the Heart.
Oh man, you have one?
I have a cardigan or two.
One of the Cardigans, the band. Love me, love me.
That's a band.
Yeah, the Cardigans. Say that you love me. Nope. Guitar.
Fool
No, I
me,
know the
fool
song.
me.
Yeah.
Go on and fool
I didn't know
me.
that it was the cardigans.
I didn't know that
Cardigans.
was
Yeah.
the name. Huh.
That's what I'm here for, man.
Yes, so that's really exciting. Guys, I got this email from Shandy.
Okay. Like the beer, like a shandy, like a summer shandy.
I don't know.
You don't know? You're just reading.
Hold on. Shandy at doubledeckers.com.
Really?
Oh, wow.
We should check out that
Is
website
it double
later.
deckers R is in the letter R or the full word?
Full word.
Full word. Okay.
So here's what we got. Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I watched some Aussie Rules football because of you guys. Thanks so much for that. Blah 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 blah. Like the Shandy. Was wondering how your weekend was. Sincerely, Shandy. That's Shandy asking, not me.
I
Guys,
mean, I
how was
don't
your
even
weekend?
know why. That was such a long way to go for the weekend question.
How was your week? I'm not asking it though.
Shandy is
is
asking.
at double deckers are the best.
Shandy, you, along with Melbourne, can also go kick rocks. I will not tell you how my weekend is or was.
My weekend was fine. It was good. It was a good weekend.
You know what? I think this is the right time to talk about this.
Yeah.
You found a cat.
You found a cat.
And so I think
That's right.
and
you have gone.
you've
gone to great lengths
to see if anybody
keep that cat.
Yes.
Okay, well, hold on.
You have not tried to find its owner.
Let's give
You
him-
have done some voyeurism and trying to see if anyone's looking for the cat.
Which
but
is-
you have posted nothing
Correct.
in trying to
I
help
just want
anyone
to,
out.
in Panda's defense, if I had lost something, I would post.
All right, but if you had lost something, wouldn't you hope?
I would hope. And so that's why our podcast reaches a lot of people.
That's right.
Sure.
So I would love to give you this opportunity to throw it out into the world.
Sure, absolutely.
So that tonight when you go to bed at night, you can feel good knowing that you did everything you could.
I've been feeling good up this entire time. I will continue to feel good.
And
if
I
you're
think you
missing a cat, I'm not going to tell you the color. Not going to tell you the style of the
Here's
cat.
what you need to know.
If
Panda,
you know that there's a
Panda-
cat missing.
Panda has stolen your hat. Your hat and your cat. It's
Also,
a cat in
We
the
weren't
hat.
going to bring up the hat today,
We weren't gonna do
Dan.
that. I'm sorry.
We were gonna
If
bring
you can
that
guess
up.
what color hat you're missing too. I
right.
don't want it's like guessing how much money's in the wallet. You
That's
just
right.
don't turn
You
it
don't-
over.
Yeah, that's right. You're really looking for this owner for sure.
So if
Definitely-
you have
definitely
lost,
don't wanna keep the
if
cat.
you have lost a cat,
It is now Panda.
you can email
Rest assured,
panda@deckthehallmark.com.
it's living inside and
It is
having a
being
wonderful
fed
life. That's right.
everything, and my daughter loves it. It's been great.
And it would crush her
It
soul.
would crush her soul to give it back to you.
Never mind that it's yours. That's not
was-
what's important here.
She'll
What does your
microchip
daughter
it.
think about the hat, though?
I'm keeping that hat.
Yeah,
That
the
hat's
hat is
awesome.
a no. Yeah, not
I've seen the hat.
It's a Western Bulldogs hat.
Yeah, I mean, I
so-
can't give it back.
Yeah.
It's weird that
You would
somebody
think
lost
that
it.
that
to be
would have
fair.
narrowed it down just sufficiently enough.
I mean, to be
Cat
in
with Western
traveler
Bulldogs.
dress.
Was it your hat?
Well,
Did it
no.
look like this?
It wasn't
No,
my
it was a
hat.
tiny
it
little
was a tiny little
stocking.
cat
Yeah,
hat.
little-
I don't know what
It was a cat hat?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did it come with the cat?
Yes.
So the cat.
is a Western
This cat was
Bulldogs.
meant
It's a
for
Western Bulldog.
I take it back. If this was this was meant for Panda.
Yeah,
He's part owner
I felt like it was mine.
of the Western Bulldogs.
Cat also has an Australian accent.
It's crazy.
It's weird.
so wild.
Yeah.
It meows in an That's exactly right.
Bobby! Bobby! Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you lost a kitten in Traveler's Rest, it's gone forever.
That's a buck to you.
Dingo! Hey, my baby! Meow! Yeah.
If people thought your Australian accent was bad,
That's the
as
cat.
a human,
That's the cat.
I know. Just saying.
You guys ready to talk about this?
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Love for Real originally aired as a part of Christmas in July on July 31st. It's a you put
I
it,
don't-
you twist it.
Bop it.
On July 31st,
Twist it.
2021,
Watch it.
and it went a little something like this. Emily and Luke work on a dating show called Heart Choices. Is that supposed to be a play on
Hard
choices?
Yeah. And then there's the King of Hearts. You know, that goes without saying, of course.
And they have a new season coming on, and the star is Corbin Bleu from High School Musical, of course. He's got to get his head in the game. And it's off to a rocky start because the first girl that he gives a heart to, she runs away. We then meet Bree, who is a Heart Choices mega fan, is a part of a fantasy league. Does that exist? Do
Yes.
fantasy leagues exist
Yes,
for like
for
the
The
Bachelor and
Bachelor.
stuff?
Yes, they do.
Yes.
What does that mean? You draft them?
I think you draft the contestants after you see them all. I've never, I think I watched The Bachelor once, like when it first came out 20 years ago. I've not seen it since.
Okay, Dan says that, but him and I have had a Love is Blind league for a long time.
Guys,
Yeah,
can
well,
I throw
that
this
is
out?
different, and I think we both know.
What
it.
if we
enough.
did a Bachelor rewatch podcast instead of When Calls
Yes.
to Heart?
Yes.
Yes.
That's a good trade,
I'm
right?
in.
That's a
I
good
would,
trade.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
We have to call it something else because actually there are people out there that do Bachelor rewatch podcasts. We'd like to get in with that group.
so
instead
we
of Deck the
don't
Hallmark.
want to need to start. Well, could we still post it in Deck the Hallmark and also
we can
as
put
its
it to
own?
both and I think we wouldn't get all the numbers we like in one spot.
What? Yeah, but you just combine them.
You
Simple
combine.
math.
Yeah, combine. That's right. Simple math.
Let us know, because
Bachelor rewatch
I'd be down for that. I've been meaning to.
seems like less work, in all honesty.
Anywho, Bree is a mega fan, has the fantasy league. She has her best friend, Haley. They've been friends forever. She's an aspiring fashion designer and not a Heart Choices fan. Haley goes to pitch an investor her designs. That investor passes on giving her money, I believe is what that meeting was about. And Haley is distraught. She comes back home and Brie is like, I'm bummed for you, but I've got good news. They are doing mid-season auditions to replace the girl that ran away, I guess, for Heart Choices. And it's here in our town. So they go, she's just going as moral support for Brie, but they both go, and Luke is there for casting, meets Haley, and ends up offering both Brie and Haley a spot on the show. Haley agrees, but only because she wants to showcase her dresses on the show for free publicity. So they agree, and Haley's plan is to show up, show off the dress, and get kicked off as quickly as possible. Luke hears this on a hidden camera and tells her, guess what? No more gowns. So she pivots and she starts making her gowns into more casual wear. She ends up talking to Luke more and more through interviews and getting stranded on an island and all this stuff. And they end up really, really liking each other. And so she kind of wants to stick around in the show so that she can keep hanging out with him. And he feels the same exact way. Brie, what's going on, pal?
Nothing. We're good. You go. Just keep doing your thing.
Are you just doing a hokey pokey over there?
My shoulder was like cramping up a little bit. I was just
Uh-oh.
You need me to work it for you?
You know, this is a tough job.
Give him a massage while I do the rest.
Yeah, hold on.
If you could.
And so Brie, this is fun. So Brie, on the other hand, is actually her whole plan this whole time was to go far enough to become runner-up so that she can be the main girl next year for the next season of Heart Choices.
Just because we're doing a massage over here doesn't mean we're not listening.
Absolutely, no, I know.
Read a book.
And
Good gosh.
I wasn't at all saying anything.
Next season of Heart
Heart Choices,
like the band.
Yes. No, I don't like it. Stop it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Brand doesn't like getting massaged. This
No.
is fun.
So stop, guys. I've got stuff to do. Stop.
Hey, buddy.
There's a big TV behind you, but I will throw it. I will throw it. You into it.
That's wild. You really don't, huh?
Doesn't like getting massaged.
I don't like being touched.
It's a weird big
man.
So Brie, her whole plan is to be the next person in the next season, and so she is ending up falling in love with Corbin Bleu. And what happened now? I don't know. So she's falling in love with Corbin Bleu this whole time, and everything is wonderful. Everything is wonderful. She's falling in love. They're kissing in the sprinklers. It's great.
Out of breath. Maybe I should get some cardio.
So it's down to Brie, Haley, and the villain girl of the season.
I saw Brie Haley and the Villain Girl live. So good.
Super good.
Oh.
And when the crew shows Corbin Bleu a hidden clip of Brie saying her plan from the beginning of at the audition process, he tells Brie, hey, go kick rocks. Haley isn't having that at all, puts together a whole plan to help him know that Brie is totally into him. He runs off and to find her on a horse, and they kiss by a rainbow. And then it's just Haley and Luke sitting by themselves. They end up kissing. They're going to be together. And that, my friends, was Love for Real.
We did it.
And that was tough, guys.
Easy for us to say.
That was tough.
Some agua.
Let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll break this
Brandon
episode.
massage real quick.
We'll break this movie down here in October. I was in New York a couple years ago.
Yeah?
And I came across Tammy Philo.
Tammy Philo.
Tammy Philo was doing a show on the corner of 51st.
Was it her usual 15 that she does?
Yes, 51st.
Man, it's the best 15 you'll see.
Man, it's such a good 15.
And she was doing a comedy bit, just crushing it, just one
As she
joke
does.
after another. And this guy who had a dream about a TV service, came up to her and said, "Hey, I've got an idea for you based off of something you said in your routine, which was my TVs keep exploding."
You mean frying?
Frying.
Yeah.
And they talked, they came together and outbirthed Philo. Thank God.
Thank God.
And here we are today talking about Philo, and it's better than ever. So many channels, what a deal it is. And really, if you're like me and you turn on the TV and you're going from one app to another, you're not sure what to watch.
Dear God, please don't let it fry my TV.
Exactly right. The one thing that I can guarantee you is that there is something for you.
That's right.
With Philo.
Because Philo's for everyone.
And here's the deal. Philo's giving our listeners 25% off 2 months. Still, if you haven't taken us up on the offer, you can still do that. Philo.tv/DTH. That's Philo.tv/DTH to get 25% off 2 months today. And thank God for Tammy Philo. Everybody, how are we?
Sometimes you start one, you know what I mean? Sometimes you start to go down a road and we know where it has to end. I've been there. And we realize there's just too much.
There's not a bridge.
The runway is too long and no one's on it.
Yeah.
But we've all been there. You've been there with the double decker.
No, I've never been there.
You've been there all the time, every other week with the double decker. And we've all been there, okay? And we've all been there.
You're saying that was the case with
And
Tammy
I'm
Philo?
saying with that Philo ad, when you started with meeting Tammy Philo doing 15 minutes on the corner of
51st.
Yeah, 51st and 8th,
and then you realize it's supposed to be a 60-second ad, and there was no way I could help you aside from to watch, to look on.
Yeah, that's fair.
I felt that feeling though, and
Yeah.
it is
It's
lonely.
in the pit of your stomach.
It is
You're just
lonely.
like, oh,
the
no.
island is lonely,
Yeah.
and you sit there and you start paddling.
I've
and
made
you
a
go,
bit, I've made a bit
no.
sandwich, but it's just too big a sandwich.
I felt like I
This bit sandwich is
It's
gigantic.
so bad. And
It's like you with the cookies. Like
You know
on
what,
cookie
but
29, you're like, oh no, I'm not gonna get to 55.
Here's the good news, though, is that the sandwich might look disgusting, but it's a delicious BLT once you get into it.
Yeah, once you get in there.
By the
It's
end of
not,
it, it was
though.
delicious.
Yeah.
But it looks ugly.
But it was massive. It was just a
massive.
lot.
It was a
it's
real
too
ancient
big.
Greece
There was
situation.
a lot of sandwich still on that bone.
Hey, guys,
Yeah.
let's talk about love for real. Love, comma, for real. The first movie of 5, I believe, for the second
did rank 'em.
edition of Summer Nights.
Let's go.
And Summit Nights is off to a roaring
Summit
start.
Nights.
Guys, let's talk about love for real. I'm going to start with the hot take. I'm going to start with the reason why we actually call it hot take in the first place isn't because the takes are scolding. It's because this guy kicks it off, and he is a fire.
Thank you.
Kick us off, my friend Panda.
I'm pretty sure when I reviewed this or previewed this for our preview show, I gave it one of my creams early on. Is that correct?
No, it's not correct.
Well,
It
I
was
should
the
have.
first one out of the box.
I should have, because this movie deserves it. I love this movie, and it was great.
Because you tied two of them. You tied the Reeser and you tied the Pavey.
Yeah, and I'm telling you
And
guys,
this one
came out of the box. I think I had it as a
Third or fourth,
Yep.
yeah.
I think I gave it 4 snow cones.
Snort cones.
Snort cones. 4 snow cones, and I tell you what, it is worthy of all 4. I should have given it maybe a 4.5. I like this movie a lot. It was goofy. It was ridiculous. The TV show within the TV show made no sense. It was ridiculous. But you know what? Loved Corbin Blue in this. I thought he was
Corbin.
great.
We got to see him shirtless a
I
lot,
have it down.
which
Like, oh,
I've
man.
been asking for.
Oh man,
Not Corbin
I'm a
in
huge
general.
Corbin
but-
Blue guy over here.
Yeah.
Totally know who he was before this.
Get your head in the game, man.
Get your head in the game.
the lead male actor. What's his name? I know Corbin Blue. What's cool? Let me
Scott
say
Michael Foster. Scott Foster
Michael. I like him a lot in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. It was
Scott
good to
Foster
see him.
Michael.
I'm pretty sure it was one of those combination of names together.
There's Scott. There's a
Foster,
Foster.
Foster and
Scott.
Michael Scott Foster.
It could be.
I think it's Scott Michael Foster.
Scott Michael Foster.
yeah.
Okay, that sounds right.
Yeah.
But you know what they did really well in this? Final thing I'll say is that they did really. This is one of the first times I think we've seen almost all of the there's 2 couples, and I feel like they were almost given equal time, don't you?
Yeah.
Bree and
We talked about this beforehand, the poster of this is like Scott Michael Foster and the gang.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
it is like his movie.
It's
and I don't know if he negotiated it ahead of time or he's the biggest name.
I don't know.
I wasn't a part of this conversation, even though I was in the room. But I was thinking earlier, it's the only movie I can remember where the guy is the front of the poster for Hallmark.
But
Channel.
I would say he might get the least amount of screen time between the four leads.
of them. Yeah.
He gets the least amount.
I think Corbin Bleu gets the least.
But he has so many clips of him with the other girls and
Yeah.
stuff. I think the least amount of screen time is Scott Michael Foster.
So, but I think that they do a good job with that many lead characters, essentially.
Yeah.
4 lead characters that they do a good job overall balancing it. I feel like you don't maybe get quite as much connection between the couples as a result of that. But, overall, I thought they did a pretty good job overall. If I have one critique of anything is there's not a lot of really sweet moments between Scott Michael Foster and the lead girl, Chloe. I can't remember her.
Haley
Seven,
is
yeah.
her name.
Yeah. Huh?
Haley's her name in the movie.
Haley's her name in the movie. Chloe's her real name.
Chloe Bridges, because I thought she might be Nash Bridges' daughter.
Yeah.
I don't know if she is.
In
be
real
interesting.
life, Nash Bridges is not a real person.
Wait,
That's
what?
Don Johnson.
Nash Bridges isn't a
Nash
real person.
Bridges. You thought she might be Nash Bridges' daughter.
Yes, and Don Johnson named her after the fictional character he played.
So her name is Chloe Bridges Johnson, and her stage name is Chloe Bridges because of her love for Nash.
She loves her dad.
That's wild.
She loves her dad.
I'm done. I got nothing more to add to that.
The leads: Chloe Bridges, Scott Michael Foster, Corbin Bleu, and Tiana Tully. Those are the leads.
I love Tiana. She was great, too.
went her LinkedIn to see if it said like in her bio is the daughter of Nash Bridges.
Dumbest person alive. Are you serious?
But you could convince me. So you're telling me Nash Bridges isn't real? I feel like I've heard that name out and about
His
before.
name is Don Johnson from Miami Vice. He did a show on CBS called Nash Bridges.
Is there a real life Nash
I'm
Bridges?
Googling if there's a real
I'm sure
life.
someone is named Nash Bridges. Yes.
Who is Nash Bridges?
I'll go. I agree with what you were saying. What I was thinking about with this movie is we get these secondary love stories, and oftentimes they just feel like we're not invested. They allowed us to be invested in it. I was honestly more invested in the Corbin Bleu.
Tiana Tully. Tiana Tully.
Tiana Tully is her name.
Tiana Tully. Yes.
Why do you keep saying it?
Because you couldn't think of it.
I don't know her real name. I'm talking. Look what her
Bree
character.
is her.
Bree.
But you said Corbin Bleu. That's the actor's
That's
name.
all that I mentioned him in the
But you said I cared more about the Corbin Bleu. You would assume you'd say the actor.
You would think so, but I called him Corbin Bleu in the synopsis because
okay.
that's all he is to
I
me
got
is
you.
Corbin Bleu.
So you don't know his real name.
No, I don't know his name in this
Wow.
thing at all. What's his name in this movie? Corbin Bleu.
I got it right here.
Luke. Marco.
Oh, that's Scott
Marco.
Michael. Yeah, Marco's it.
Marco.
Hello.
I cared more about that story than I did about the Scott Michael Foster and Nash Bridges. And so, kudos. We finally did it. We had multiple love stories that I cared a lot about both of them. And I had a lot of fun with this movie. I thought it was a blast. And I felt like they, I don't know all of the inner workings of these, the Bachelor type TV show, but I felt like this was relatively realistic from a behind the scenes standpoint. It felt more real.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, from a behind the scenes. It felt more like they had more of those details at least right. Like the way that I would envision it. Like the guy doesn't really have all that much say in it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so that felt real. And it was funny. It made me laugh multiple times, real laughter. And so great start off of Summit Nights.
Not my hot take, but a buddy of mine dated a girl that was on The Bachelor years ago. And back then, they would give a contract to each girl based upon a certain number of weeks. So the producer would determine how long they think they would last, and they would give them a contract. So some girls were only paid to be there 1 week. Some were paid to be there 6 weeks. And if you wanted to stay longer, you had to A, get a rose, and B, want it, right? So that's why you see some girls just get wasted and make a fool of themselves. They're not getting paid anymore. And so that's why they do it,
So
to go home.
you had to get a rose.
Yeah, the roses are all the guy. He's actually choosing them. But the girls, be like, all right, this girl, we don't think he's going to like her, but we're going to give her a 4-week contract. So in week 4, if she gets a rose in week 4, she can come back for week 5.
But she's not getting
She's
paid
not getting paid.
anymore?
That's right.
Are you serious?
Now that
That's
could have
bonkers.
changed. This was over a decade ago, but that's how it used to work on the Bachelor.
That's nuts.
Isn't that wild? Yeah, this movie's really, really bad. I wanted it to be better. I think it's funny. I actually wrote down Erin Dobson, who's the writer of this film, to give her some props because Erin did a great job with the jokes. I thought the jokes were funny. There's some bits in this movie that really kill. I think everyone gets a laugh aside from maybe Marco's character. Every other character has something they say that's legitimately funny. Yep. And she's written a lot of movies for Hallmark, movies that are not funny. And I'm starting to realize that that's because Hallmark made them not funny because she's written a lot. She wrote the One Winter Proposal movies. She wrote Once Upon a Christmas Miracle, otherwise known as Christmas Delivered. She's written a bunch of Hallmark movies. This one is really sharp and witty, but the movie itself is just stupid. Like it's just like there's so many better ways to have two couples than to just. It's just one eye roll after another of them finding a way to put both of them on the show. Like this character who designs these dresses, there's no world where she would do this. And then there's no world where she would stay. And then it just seems like it's one kind of convenience after another. And you just keep granting them all movie long until I don't care about the characters anymore. And I don't care if they fall in love or not. And lastly, the B couple, if there is such a thing in this movie, is miles better than the A couple in this movie. Miles better than Nash Bridges and Scott Michael Foster. The B couple, Tiana Tully and Corbin
way
Blue,
more interesting.
I would have watched a movie just about them. How about this? Make that the movie. Like, I don't know why we have to reinvent the wheel with this other thing. Make her wacky sidekick be her agent and have her sticking around and they fall in love on the side. Who cares? But trying to do this thing where they're both on the show,
it's Scott Michael Foster, Dan.
You're right. That's right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Bring her along or whatever. I don't care.
But you can't do that to Nash Bridges' daughter.
That's right. That's true.
You can't sideline.
She's not
Bridges'
just anybody.
daughter.
I just never, like, I know in these movies they're not realistic, but I have to at least buy the conceit to care about the characters, and I never could get past that. And so the movies, the first 20 minutes, I was like, man, Hallmark's really doing it. And then it just proceeded to continue to go straight downhill the rest of the movie. I will say that I love the chances they're taking. I love the humor they're infusing in the movies. And I have a theory that they're just trying to wean all of the viewers slowly off of the old style of doing things. That's why every few weeks they'll give you an old school one with Autumn Reeser and Andrew Walker and something that's kind of like
Autumn Reeser and Andrew Walker is still going to be funny.
I think they're going to crush it.
Their early preview, the trailer for the movie looks hilarious.
But I still think they're trying their best to slowly distance themselves from old Hallmark, but doing so in a measured format. So this movie was super distanced from old Hallmark. It had jokes to spare. It just, it was just hard for me to care at all when it just is consistently one of the dumber, ideas that I've heard, which is unfortunate because I thought the jokes were there. But no, it's not very good. I think I said one snow cone. Stand by it. I think one was the right call.
Wow. No creams?
No, God, no. No, absolutely no. You guys don't have any creams left of this movie. You gave them to Pavey and Walker.
Yeah, but
you can't just come up with a third cream.
You can't. Well,
you can't.
No,
that's true.
I know a couple guys.
They have extra creams.
Get out of town.
Let's get to all the feels. Let's get to all the feels. We're talking about one in this movie gave us feels. Panda.
They were interesting. Like they played in an aquarium. Like they were actually underwater. It was wild.
Wow. You couldn't probably hear them very well.
How can you sing underwater?
They're mic'd up inside their head, inside their scuba suit.
Wow.
I know, it was crazy. All the music was pre-recorded, but they played it all.
Okay. Did they bring their instruments down there to look?
No.
What are the other guys doing?
They had videos outside of them playing all the music. So
what are the rest of the band doing down there?
They play air instruments.
Okay. Seems pointless.
It's part of their look, man.
I will pay good money. I will
pay
good money to see that.
Well, it was a sold-out show. They only allowed 18 people in.
Oh, wow.
You had to pay twice, and then there was a secret password at the door.
Is Rick their manager?
No, he's not. No.
Twice?
Yeah.
Hey,
what do
Rick.
you mean you have to pay twice?
Hey, Brando, what's up,
Good
big
news.
guy?
I just got this notification. Limp Bizkit just released a new song.
Yeah, they did. I
you
saw
at-
Fred Durst.
were
had
you
the
at
hero
Lollapalooza?
mustache. Oh, I was. You had to get a password in there, too. It was Incubus.
The password for Lollapalooza.
The Fred Durst show, the Limp Bizkit show. Yeah,
The
you had
Limp
it just,
Bizkit-
that's why there was nobody there. It's because
It
you
was
had
packed.
It wasn't packed. Most of those were
You
dolls.
think there's some fake pictures?
Yeah, I was there, Brian.
So you're telling me the pictures that I've seen,
I did Dursty's mustache beforehand.
the pictures that I have seen
They had
of
somebody else do it beforehand, and it was like, hey, get out of here, rookie. It's me. I'm doing it.
wow, this is.
But I gave him his job back. I did it all for the rookie.
And go ahead. Go ahead. All the feels.
I didn't see it coming. I should have seen it coming, but I didn't see it. Okay.
I'll go.
It was a long way. It was a long way to get there.
You know what gave me feels, guys? And I know it's dumb. I know that it shouldn't have. But when he turned on the sprinklers and it created a rainbow, it gave me
mine
feels.
too. That
I
was
loved
mine
it.
too.
You guys
I
both, you
loved
should
it.
both retire.
No,
That is the
we're not.
dumbest
You
thing.
should retire.
Even the girl.
I will take
even
you. I will
Tyler
take you
Tully
out
said,
to.
This doesn't count. Even she said this
I'll take
doesn't
you
count.
out
It was
to-
a sweet thought.
It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
I thought that was adorable.
It was
supposed to believe
adorable.
That's a real golf course, too.
I don't know. I've never shot golf.
Yep, there it is. Good talk,
Well,
everybody.
Pan and I, if it's 2 against 1, which means the 1 is a bum.
Is that what that means? 2 against 1, the one's a bum.
Yes,
Yep.
exactly.
How
right.
you
It's
die.
true. That's how you
How you
die.
die.
Yeah.
Do you have anything?
Yeah, the ventriloquist scene absolutely
That is a great
tore
scene.
me up. I laughed so hard when they were doing the audition, and it's a ventriloquist, and only the dummy talks. It's like they're like, it's a no from us, and he's
That's the best
and
bit
then
Hallmark's
the
done.
Girl's like, what about her? Like, come on, man.
Very
like
funny.
that's funny. Like that was really, really funny.
I can't believe they did that.
I laughed so hard. God bless them. They got a real ventriloquist in there. They did not pull any punches. They went the full 9 with it, and it was great. It was really funny, and I enjoyed it thoroughly.
What
Yes.
about her?
Let's take one more quick break. We'll come back with the Wait What's and the What the Hallmark here on Tech the Hallmark.
Incubus.
Did it all for the rookie.
Did it all for the rookie.
The
You
rookie.
don't see it coming.
Wait What is the part of the show we talk about what in this movie made us go wait what? And I'll start with my good friend Panda. Panda, what you got, pal?
He even said rookie early on.
But I didn't
To
see
set
the
up the
setup
joke.
was so good.
It was
I mean, it
crazy.
was ridiculous.
Man, you get lost in his story sometimes.
And I
you
was
just
sitting
wham.
there going, and then just he's he's thinking on a different level.
That's true.
Yes, that is true.
That's true.
4 for 2.
One for two. I don't know what to say. Her friend goes really hard on Bree. Goes really hard on throwing her a party for a deal that was never certain even remotely. And I mean, we're not talking just a little bit. She goes all in, hanging up decorations, congratulations, friend, and that's a bold move. I just want to say that. That's a lot
Well,
of confidence on a deal that is far from
It's
certain.
especially a bold move when the meeting is to see if she can reel in investment money.
Right, exactly.
So, like, you know, if you're trying to get investment money, typically you're like, if you're batting 100, you're doing really well. Like, if you get 1 out of 10 investors to give you money, like, you're crushing it. And
Right.
She goes to this investor, and the Bree is like, oh, she's going to nail it for sure. It seemed like it was jumping
all
the gun
the
a little
eggs
bit.
in one basket. It was a bold move. I am still baffled as to how the show works. And I get what you're saying. The behind the scenes on this brand seems like they did a good job thinking that through. But the show itself, I don't think makes sense.
There's show replacements in the middle of the show all the time, or just occasionally.
You have show replacements. The very first episode they establish is the first episode of the season,
Yeah.
episode 1. And then there's the fantasy board. It's still episode 1. They've already knocked 5 or 6 people out of the first
And then
episode.
new
She
people are
goes-
coming in.
And new people are coming in. I don't. What's
And
happening
then
with
she
the show?
says they're going to film it all in a week. and there's 6 contestants left. So basically, they got it from 10 to 4. They brought in 2 newbies.
Right.
And then that's it. Are they like 2 wild cards? I don't watch this stuff. Does that happen?
It just seemed very odd.
Do they, with 4 people left, do they bring in 2 wild cards?
It's like when American Idol did this thing this year. I didn't watch it, but I heard about it.
Like you could get rescued and come back?
Well, what they did this year is they got down to like the top 10 or whatever, and then they brought in a few people that didn't win last season because the COVID season was weird, so they brought in a couple of those people, and they broke into the top 10. Like, imagine doing all that work and getting into like the finals of this show and being like, hey, the guys from last year that didn't win are gonna hop on in here.
One of the few reality shows I've ever watched was Next Food Network Star, and it's because my wife loved it, and we would watch it on Sunday nights, and they had a thing. I mean, they're trying to find the person that gets a TV contract.
Right.
They would get it down to 4, but everyone that lost would get to go to like the Redemption Kitchen or some garbage.
Dude,
And
I've
you
been
would not
there.
See it. They opened for Black Market Creams, not in the
Not in
aquarium.
the
They were
aquarium.
outside.
You don't do-
Yeah, it was a free show, of course. Yeah, love offering. It was a Winter Jam situation. They, but they did a thing where with 4 people left, they would bring the winner of the Redemption Kitchen, which you've not seen, back to have another shot to be the star, which is just.
You
like,
think the Redemption Kitchen is just who they like the most?
Yes, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's like, man, we shouldn't have let that person go early.
Yeah,
Let's bring him back.
this person has personality for TV.
Right.
So let's see if they can come back.
That's
in.
what boils down to.
Yeah, I'm sure. So I just don't understand that bit at all. It just is weird that they're doing auditions while the season is airing.
Yeah, that was
They
odd.
would never do auditions while the season's airing.
Right.
Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense. The final thing is their rule about not going near the fountains. Now, in theory, that makes sense because you want to steer clear of where there's not a lot of sound. There's going to be sound issues with fountains. But we have the technology, is my understanding, to record around fountains.
We can also hear them clear as a bell.
Clear that as well. Like, I don't understand.
Well, we can hear them because it's movie magic.
Right, but my point is, in real life, Brian, we have the technology.
Once again, I don't watch these shows, but don't they just put subtitles in when the audio's not
they
great?
did. I will say
I don't understand that.
It is encouraged on any set to be as quiet as possible. So if you're trying to get as good of audio as possible, don't go around the fountain.
But normally it seems like you have maybe, I don't know, half the facility to actually hang out in because that's all we really see of this.
all water.
Yeah.
It's
a really small facility.
It's really small. It seems like you're really cutting yourself off by saying no to the fountains. Like, I think you should just go ahead and set up cameras everywhere like they do at, I don't know, every one of those. Like,
yes.
like if you go to Big Brother, isn't like you can watch it live right now.
You can watch it right now.
Boy, Big Brother just gets so much play on this podcast. I don't understand it. And not just the show, it's that you can watch it right now. I swear, we tell people that you can watch Big Brother right now way more than we ever should. We get no money for that.
You want to know what's great about it? I've never seen Big Brother.
Me either. But we all,
you can watch it
Marketing
right
is
now.
working somewhere.
You can watch it right now.
Yeah.
That's all
the
I got.
thing about it. I only got a couple. One is I just want, like, if you the host of this TV show is also in charge. I don't know, but she wants to get rid of Haley. Wants to get rid of Haley.
Right.
Yes.
And so she calls up to the other lady whose job I'm not sure of, but she's going to make the hearts, essentially.
Yeah.
And so she's just like, hey, turn to channel 2 on your radio. You know what I'm doing if I have a radio?
I'm also turning to
because
channel
I
2.
want that tea. Like,
Yes.
you don't, like, if I hear that,
Turn to the secret password channel.
exactly right. What you, yeah.
Incubus.
It's just not the best way to keep things a secret if you say, hey, I'm going to tell a secret on channel 2.
Everyone listening,
Channel
don't
2.
go to 2.
Don't do it.
I'm telling secrets.
Secrets.
It's the dumbest thing in the world. That's terrible. That was my biggest one.
This movie does a very long setup for making it possible for Haley to end this movie in a spacesuit, and I don't understand why.
That's my the Hallmark.
This movie's
she did it because she's allergic to
right.
the horse.
The entire what they go throughout the entire movie. She doesn't want to touch the horse.
You didn't know that,
but
you didn't get that from just watching the film.
No, I mean,
you were just giving away creams. You're just giving them away. You weren't watching. You weren't watching.
But
just get back to what you're
you were
doing.
confused.
Of all the ways you could have set that up, a spacesuit.
She had to find something. I don't know where she found it. I don't know where they had that in the prop closet.
This movie is.
She's really allergic to horses.
This movie is one long setup to make it possible for a lead in this movie to end in a spacesuit.
Yep,
and that's it. I just couldn't believe that the whole point of telling us that she's allergic to horses is so that she'll end up in a spacesuit. I don't know why. I liked it, but it did make me say, wait, what? Like the whole reason you've written this in is because
I don't know if
spacesuit
that's
will
the
be
case
funny.
or not, because a lot of this movie seems to be very convenient. Like it's really more how do we get her on separate private dates with this producer, director, showrunner. It's not so like.
But what I'm saying is how do we get her in the spacesuit we just bought?
I think whoever's writing it or whoever's structuring it said, how do we get her to not? They'll go on a double date, then she can't go. What do you mean she can't go? Well, they'll do horseback riding, classic. She's allergic to horses, and so then they keep narrowing it down,
and ends up with
painted themselves in the corner, and the corner is she has to wear something that covers her whole body. Spacesuit, we got it in the closet. That's what happened. I don't think they started with let's put her in a spacesuit. I think they continued to make bad story decisions.
Everything always starts with spacesuit. In my experience, it always starts with spacesuit.
And every time they can't pull it off, they're like, no, we're not going to get there this year.
Not going to get there this year.
And then this
Maybe
year they
next
did
year.
it. They got it.
I'm very happy. Dan?
There's a lot more about the show. Can we talk about the host of this show who...
Vanessa? Is that her name?
Seemingly is the host, executive producer, showrunner, director, and all in all just king boss of the universe because she fires the showrunner.
Yes.
The host does. Can you imagine like Jeff from Survivor just firing Mark Burnett?
She says she's executive producer.
So she still can't, anyone like that, she doesn't have unilateral power to make all these decisions because then she just hires the next guy and then she makes a commercial. I don't know how she did this. She makes a commercial that uses all of Bree's audio and doesn't tell anyone else about it. Like there's a guy who sits in a chair called showrunner and he is not running the show. She's running the show. And
the thing that she put together of Bree, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
That the girl who also found the stuff about Haley, you see
is
her
helping her.
Is helping her.
Yeah.
She shows up and says, "Hey, I got to show you
the director, showrunner, and assistant director. None of them know about any of it.
So showrunners are big deals.
Yeah.
Whoever
the next person in the chair.
Holy smokes! I thought showrunner. Hear me out. For years, until literally this moment, I thought showrunner was like the person that ran and got coffee for the show cast members.
Oh, no, that's as big a mistake as Nash Bridges. Like, that legitimately
I didn't get it until showrunner. They run the show.
Like Aaron Sorkin.
So you thought when we had
Wing.
Mike DeCenzo on multiple times and we said he was the showrunner of the Tonight Show, you thought we had the coffee runner?
Yeah, I thought he would just hang out with the crew and just
you thought we got the
something.
guy who got Jimmy Fallon coffee on here to talk?
And just hang out. I mean, it's a big deal. I mean, you get to hobnob.
You get to hobnob. He is a big hobnobber.
No, showrunners are a huge deal. And the guy sitting in that chair literally doesn't ever get to make any decision of any kind, and he's the showrunner. He's the guy that runs the show. Like it does no.
Wow.
Doesn't make any sense. At one point, when Bree and Marco are on the horses and they decide to take off, they say, hold, we're reloading. Are they using film? Are they using film? And I could be dead wrong. I don't make TV shows. But if you say we're reloading, that means you're loading film into a camera in 2021 on a reality show.
Maybe they're
could be reloading windows.
Could be reloading windows outside on the horses.
They could be switching out memory.
Switching out memory cards.
Yeah.
Reloading there's the memory. Too much memory. They just started today. Too much memory.
We don't know what they've been filming.
It just seems like it's a long shot. But
reloading battery.
I have to.
Lots of things.
I have to dig in a little bit on what we did find out the day. are that horses are faster than golf carts. Racehorses, yes, racehorses going at full speed, 40 plus miles an hour. Horses for leisure activity on their fullest gallop, high 20s. That's what a golf cart goes. And those two are not going at full speed. There is no world where those golf carts, they're already in the golf cart. Why are they not driving after them?
The average top speed of a typical golf cart is 12 to 14 miles.
25 miles an hour. I looked it up.
It's what the top Google says.
I Googled it. It said 25 miles an hour.
My Google skills say 12 to 14.
How fast?
Now, electric golf carts.
Electric. It's not gas powered. They're using electric golf carts. That's what they're using. They charge up on a battery.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Well, it's just say what Google says, which is 25 miles an hour.
The standard version of an electric golf cart produces enough power to go 12 to 14 miles per hour.
I just looked it up. How fast can golf carts go? Electric golf carts.
I am seeing multiple pages say 12 to 14. I've seen one.
Electric golf carts are the fastest on the market. They have a top speed of 25 miles per hour, and gasoline golf carts usually have a top speed of 19 miles per hour. That is exactly what it says when you Google it. Electric golf carts can go 25 miles an hour. And here's the thing. Horses.
Keep in mind that even good golf carts can't go faster than 25 miles. 25 is the fastest at the top best brand goes.
Are you ready for this?
Incorrect. There's a guy Friday at Darlington Dragway in Hartsville, South Carolina. He drove a golf cart, went 118 miles per hour. Look at that.
But here's
that can beat a horse, right?
That could beat a horse.
I need to be very clear about something else, though. Horses can go at their top speed for 20 seconds. That's it. 20 seconds. And after that, they have to slow down.
We also don't know the charge of the...
but to
say could be a tough
that those
day.
two horses just burned it away from a golf cart is just absurd. Those horses aren't designed to go
I think you're giving
fast.
too much credit to the golf cart and not enough to the horse. Respect the horse. They call it horsepower for a reason, Dan. Do we need to get into the horsepower argument
You're the
again?
one that thinks they shouldn't call it horsepower, so you respect the horse.
I don't think they should call it horsepower because it's deceiving. But
that golf cart can book it.
Yeah, maybe they have one of those.
Look at that. Look at how fast. Look at that
they're
boy.
So confident in the line, they
that
come
horse,
back to it
look,
later.
That horse can't do that.
No, that horse can't do
that
that.
horse can't do that.
No,
that horse can't do that.
That is a fast
Any
golf
day
cart.
of the week,
What
that golf cart wins.
Is that there are
Twice on Sunday.
There are way more scenarios where a golf cart can keep
literally
up.
any time. No matter how many times, that golf cart will win.
Yeah, not even twice. Twice on any day.
3 times, 4 times doesn't
All
matter.
I'm saying is the horses that they have on the island of Hawaii that they're on the back of, there are way more scenarios where the golf cart's faster than the horse is faster. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know, man.
Man, why are horses so
I think
lame?
you're getting a lot of pushback.
Just the worst.
I think you're getting a lot of pushback from horse people.
Yeah, I know. Well, what's great is in our Facebook group, Michael Killen is a producer of television shows and is a horse guy.
Yeah,
This is what I'll ask you, Michael.
So I feel pretty good about where I stand.
Michael, would you, on any given day, would you rather, if you're trying to get somewhere quickly, golf cart or horse?
There's a lot more that needs to be said there.
Then say it.
How long is the journey?
Down the road.
Down the road?
Down the road.
What do you mean down the road?
Spinks.
Spinks? From
Spinks.
here? I'd rather have a golf cart. Here's the thing: is the horses that go fast are race horses. They're
I don't want them to go
bred-
fast. I just wanted to go faster than the golf cart. Just a standard gallop, wallop, smollop, whatever it's called.
Smollop? It's not smollop.
What's this?
Gallop.
Gallop.
Gallop is actually the fastest speed.
Yeah.
A gallop is fast.
Gallop is the
you
fastest.
want a jaunt.
You want to trot.
I want
you
a
want
jaunt.
to trot.
I want a trotter.
A trot is about 11 miles an hour. I looked it up.
Which is about as fast as a golf
No,
cart.
a golf cart's 25.
Again, I think you looked up one website. If you look up lots
electric
of
golf
websites,
carts.
how many websites did you go to?
I went to several.
How many?
It doesn't matter how many websites I went to.
Can you just take
electric
Did
golf
you
carts
see any?
can go 25
Did you see
miles an
any
hour.
that said 12 to 14?
No, none.
Then
Not
why did
one.
all mine pull up 12 to 14,
I don't know
Dan?
how'd you Google it?
I googled how fast do electric golf carts go?
I googled
A standard this is the top Google.
how fast can golf carts go?
Just-
Mine says 25 on the top one.
What's yours say?
This is wild because how fast can golf carts go?
Yes.
I put average speed of electric golf cart. I get 12 to 14
Average
miles.
speed, yes. Average speed, absolutely. Talking the fastest.
Keep in mind that even good golf carts won't go faster than 25 miles per hour. Correct.
Yeah, they're
but it's
governed.
just weird
They're
that you're
governed
getting
at
a different.
25.
Right. But what this is saying is, so the average golf cart is 12 to 14.
No, what I'm telling you is the fastest a horse for leisure will go can only go that fast for a few seconds, and that speed is far lower than the speed of a racehorse.
What you
A
told
golf
me
cart-
is you said a trot is 11 miles per hour for a horse. The average speed is
12 to 14, which would prove my
It's
point.
right around the same thing.
Yeah, so they can keep up. Horses aren't faster than golf carts.
But horses are more enjoyable.
There you go. Okay, so you proved my point, and then
No,
said that
I
they're
think
enjoyable.
the point is still. I think the point's still out there to be found.
No. Hear me out. What's Okay,
You
here's a
argued
question.
better for me than I did.
the point-
You nailed it.
What's
the point-
faster, horse in a golf cart
Oh yeah.
or a golf cart on a horse?
Oh.
Try to.
Yeah,
A
horse
golf
and
cart on a
cart.
horse. Horses aren't bothered by weight. Horses aren't bothered by weight. They can handle that. A golf cart, that electric.
That bad boy is
that
pulling
ele-
a wheelie and it can't go. It's a.
The horse is
That's the
like.
noise.
the-
That's both the horse
you
and
doing like
the
a
golf
little-
cart. The golf cart.
Yeah.
The golf cart's going. That's the motor.
The golf cart's got a. It's like
Smells
I
the
can't
horse.
do. I can't handle this.
I
The
can't
horse is
handle
like.
it.
This
Too
is a
much weight.
Tuesday.
You guys have said horse so many times. Your
Horse.
rating is going to change.
Horse rig. Horse.
Did you have more weight what's?
No, that's it. That's
What
good
the
for you.
Hallmark, everybody? It's the part of the show we talk about things we still want to know about. Panda?
Did it all for the rookie.
Rig gets me sometimes. It's just my favorite.
Tuesday episodes are a lost cause.
What?
Got a lot to
Typically,
talk.
we say that about the Friday episode.
Well, I'm saying these ones are the longest because we got a lot to talk about.
Where are we?
We're at 50 minutes.
Holy
of these.
cow.
Real quick.
That golf cart argument took 10 minutes.
Yeah, that was really something.
And it mattered.
It did. Bran argued himself into
No,
being wrong.
I still
it was
think.
wonderful.
I still think what we're trying. I think we're saying the same thing.
Did they ever establish, and I might have just missed it, and I think I probably did, and that's on me if I did, whatever happens to Scott Michael Frazier?
He said he quit.
Yeah, but what's he going to do now?
Scott Michael Foster.
Scott Michael Frazier.
They named him after Frazier.
Niles Crane and Frazier. He says early on he had dreams of doing something else, but then got sidetracked
Yeah,
with
the
this. I don't remember what he
documentary.
said.
The
Yeah,
documentary
documentary.
thing.
Yeah.
The documentary
which
show.
is mine. I'll just skip you, which is mine. Centurion, the documentary, that was what he wanted to do, which is we get a
Documentary.
bunch of people that are over 100 and we interview them. Now, two things. One is I would be very interested in hearing what someone over 100 had to say about anything they wanted to talk about because I think it's fascinating.
Yes.
Two, no one would watch that. It would not be
You don't think
fascinating
in the
good TV.
documentary world?
I don't think
there's
so.
all sorts of people who are.
Actually getting enough of those together would be way tougher than I think.
But bro, Alonzo posted one about like. I don't know. There was a documentary about a
Clearly made
city.
an impact on you.
Well, it's like the city council people, and it was
city
just
states like in Florence.
No. It was like Boston or something, and everyone just sat around in a city hall meeting for 4 hours or something. And Alonzo posted, and he said it was like really impactful. If there's people watching that, I can't see why you wouldn't watch the Century.
I don't know
thing.
the details. Alonzo's offended by what you said. I don't know the details.
Alonzo has already 4 corrections he's texted in. I guarantee you. I will tell you that the idea of hearing from someone over 100 is fascinating. The idea of compiling enough of these to turn it into a show would never get off the ground. That's
I would
what I'm saying.
encourage you to lower it to like 75.
Yes.
Like the amount of people that are
Yes.
over 100
That
that you
still-
can get that are able to
Articulate still very well what happened
the stories
50,
of their
60
life.
years ago.
That's you
tough.
narrow it. You limit that a lot.
Whereas if you're over 80, you can't call it Centurion, which is a bad name anyway. You're good to go. I just have a lot of questions about his show, which is what he's going to do now. That's
What if you did Centurion? Group of people over 100 dressed in
Dressed like
Centurion Roman
They're just-
soldiers.
They're crumbling under the weight of like the helmet and the garb. It's just mean spirited. Respect your elders for the love.
I'd watch that though, right?
Alonzo's still mad. He's mad at you. Rightfully so. My biggest what the Hallmark. The girl, her name was Victoria. The girl, the showrunner, her name is Emily. Victoria is the villain of the season. She storms off. I believe she makes a deal with Haley because Haley's like, hey, if you storm off, you'll get next season's show.
Yeah.
And so next season, they have the villain of this current season being the Bachelorette. I want to know how that goes. How does she handle that, and does she find love? Those are my questions. We did it, everybody. Congratulations. It's time for the Double Decker of the Week. It's where we talk about somebody that signed up for Bramble Jam Plus. We call them Double Deckers and pay us a deep dive on one of them each and every week using Google Plus.
Melanie Ruther.
Yeah, Melanie.
Melanie Ruther.
Melanie's big time. She works for Ray-Ban, the sunglass company.
Ray-Band with a D at the end.
Yeah, Ray-Ban.
Yeah,
What?
knew something fishy was up.
Ray-Ban. It's a sunglass company. You might have heard of it. Anyway, she's really doing a great job pushing the sunglass industry forward with a brand new set of Ray-Bans for babies, and I love it.
Okay, what is a Ray-Band sunglass?
They're sunglasses, standard
They
sunglasses.
don't do anything else weird. So it's not Ray-Ban, the company.
No. Ray-Bans.
Okay.
Bands around the head, sunglasses, full on for babies.
Wait a minute. Are there any frames, or is it just a band around the head that just has something like a lens up here?
Yeah. You get it.
No,
Those sound like goggles.
You could call them that, but I wouldn't, because this is brand name. You don't call Ray-Bans sunglasses. You call them Ray-Bans.
You called Ray-Ban sunglasses.
Yeah, but that's because they're not as good as Ray-Bans.
But that sounds like
So wait, are these sunglasses for babies?
Yes, they are.
but they're goggles.
Well,
There's
if you
no
want to call
frame
them,
here.
no frame.
It's a goggle.
Whatever you want to call them. Anyway, it's changing the industry.
I don't think so.
New brand. You'll love them.
Melanie has been
Would
waiting
you buy?
for this
Would you
a
buy
long
a?
time.
Would you buy?
I don't know enough still.
Okay.
About the
They
usage.
have them for adults.
What's
they
the-
have them for babies called rabies. You'll love them.
The baby version of a Ray-Ban is called a rabies?
Yes.
And what's
Ray-Ban for babies' rabies.
what is the point?
Shield your baby's eyes from the sun.
But once again, and I want to be very clear, you started with their sunglasses.
Yes.
Then you said you call them whatever they want, whatever you want.
You could call them goggles if you want to be funny about it. But
I'm not being funny.
it's a band. Hear me out. Okay, but imagine it. It's a band.
And it protects you from the sun rays. Ray-Band. Melanie waited a long time for this.
Right. I think it checks out.
If you keep doing this, we know what a
It's
head
a band,
is.
but it's a band that goes around the head for babies. Little band for babies, rabies. It works perfectly. Head of marketing, Dan.
So her name's Tammy Philo. She's the recorder of 51st today. Guys, we'll be back tomorrow with another good
They give her
episode.
the sword.
They
put
give her the whole
armor
thing.
on.
The
Until then, may we be the
armor.
first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Incubus.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast. It's presented by Philo TV. It's produced by Brandon Gray and recorded live in, Greenville, South Carolina. Set decor is by Plum at Haywood Mall. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on Bramble Jam Podcast Network, you can go to bramblejampodcast.com.